Get ready. Start. Somehow or other, weapons and equipment are brought from outside and some kind of defense is built up, which means in fact that when you go in for such a thing, you surrender your entire independence. And we are very glad that the Prime Minister has rightly pointed out time and again that in order to defend something, we must have that thing, and defense will be meaningless if we, in the name of the preparations for the defense of the country, begin to. Such is not, fortunately, the policy of the government as we understand it, and such can never be the policy of the government. Therefore, there is national agreement on the question of defense and also on the question of economic development, although it has been raised by some people that in order to prepare the country for its defense, we must abandon some of our good objectives in the plan gradually and prune it. But by and large, the government, at least in theory, has not accepted it, and we would also like the government not to accept it in point of fact, because as I said, no defense worthy of a great independent nation like ours can ever be built except on the foundations of a solid, growing, strong economy. Now, therefore, Madam Deputy Chairman, where does the controversy arise between ourselves and the government? The controversy arises on the question of finding resources, and the question to be asked today is how to set about the task of fulfilling the needs of the situation as a whole and the emergency in particular, and where to find and how to find the resources for the purpose. This is the point of departure as far as we and the government are concerned, and I should presently go into the question of pointing out to you that the government's approach and the line of action is certainly not one which was inescapable or unavoidable in the situation. It was possible for the government to raise the resources without going in for some of the harsh economic burdens which they have decided to impose upon the people. Let me come to the question of the compulsory deposit scheme. Here we have been sporting compulsory deposits. In fact, we have been urging upon the government to introduce some such schemes as would enable them to tax the resources lying with the former princess multimillionaires big businessmen, and other sections of the wealthy people. They have got plenty of accumulations. Our quarrel is not with the system of savings scheme as such.